Good, great, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. This is, first of all, welcome to North Miami Planning Commission. This is a special meeting tonight, Tuesday, it's actually Thursday, July 13th, 2023. I'll now call the meeting to order. Let's all stand, please, for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag.
To the flag
United
of
States
the
of
United
America,
States of America,
to the
and to the
republic
republic for which it stands,
one
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Secretary, may I have the roll call, please?
Okay, Chairman Ernst,
Present.
Vice Chair McDermott,
Present.
Commissioner Each,
Present.
Commissioner Seyfried,
Present.
and Commissioner Clark,
Present.
Very good.
Commissioner Bob and Commissioner Blanier are excused. We have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Debbie, if you can hear us now, you're with us?
I am, sir.
Okay, do we have any amendments to the agenda?
We do not tonight, sir.
Very good. Floor recognizes approval of minutes. Anyone?
I move to approve the
Aye.
minutes of June 6, 2023.
Very good. We have the motion to approve the meetings of June 6, 2023. Have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. McDermott. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Okay, meeting, the agenda, the minutes have been approved. And we're good to go. The communications, next meeting, Debbie, you have marked August 1st,
August 1st, however, we may not be, the item that I had anticipated bringing forward may not be ready in time. So, but we'll know in the next day or so because I have to close it out. And we'll advise you all. But at this point, let's plan for August 1st. Because if I can get them on, that would be amazing. Otherwise, we'll let you know ASAP.
Okay, very good, thank you. Any continued
Yes, sir.
public hearings?
No, sir.
Thank you very much. All right, we'll move on. The chair recognizes Mr. Held.
Mr. Chair, I'll do the summary of the quasi-judicial proceedings.
We do have a quasi-judicial proceeding tonight. Thank you very much.
The two items. So these rules apply to applications on specific parcels of land, like zoning map amendments, special exceptions, variances, and conditional use requests. The Commission will sit like a court, hence the term quasi-judicial, reviewing the facts presented at the hearing, applying the adopted rules as explained by staff in the staff report and verbally. Commission members can make site visits, but must disclose the evidence upon which they intend to rely from that visit. Commission members will disclose at the beginning of the hearing whether they had communications with individuals on behalf of the applicant or otherwise, including who the communication was with and what the topic of the discussion was. All persons intending to speak to the Commission will be sworn by the clerk. Staff will make a presentation and the Commission may ask questions. The applicant will then make a presentation, including expert witnesses, if any, and the Commission may ask questions. When the public hearing is open, the public can make comments on the application limited to 2 minutes each. Citizen testimony must be fact-based, not opinion. The Commission or board the Commission may ask questions, and the applicant's attorney, if any, may ask questions or cross-examination. Members of the public can decline to be cross-examined. The Commission will then deliberate based on the evidence presented. The Commission's decision must be based on competent, substantial evidence, meaning based on the record, staff presentations, expert presentations, and fact-based comments by citizens, according to standards for approval set forth in the City Code. Then the Commission may approve, deny, or continue the item. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Held. We'll go ahead and read in the first item tonight. Will be PC. Oh, well, first of all, let's go ahead and I'll swear in everybody first. Let's get the swearing in. Anyone wishing to address this item coming up? Mr. Held, is it safe to say that I could do both items? Okay,
Yes,
we're
you
going to
can.
do swearing in for both items. So if you're here to speak on either the first item that we're hearing tonight regarding Matter Academy or the development, go ahead and stand up to be sworn in if anyone wishes to speak on this item. All right, great. I see everyone there. Madam Secretary, please note.
All right. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you very much. All right, so first item will be PC 17-78, a resolution of the mayor and the city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, approving an amendment to the conditional use permit used under resolution number 2021R-57, providing for the addition of fencing and gates on two parcels of land located at 1701 Northeast 127th Street and 129 and 12900 Northeast 17th Avenue, and specifically identified with Miami-Dade folio numbers 06-2229-008-0559 and 06-2229-008-0552. In accordance with Article 3, Division 4, Sections 3-402 through 3-407. Article 4, Division 2, Sections 402, and Article 4, Division 3, Section 4-304 of the City of North Miami Code of Ordinances, Chapter 29, entitled Land Development Regulations, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes. At this point, I want to go ahead and ask if any members of the commission has discussed this item with the petitioner that's here with us tonight, or with anybody in the general public or a resident of the city of North Miami. Hearing none. All right. And I have not spoken to anyone either. All right, great. At this point, Debbie,
Yes, sir.
I'll entertain
right.
your staff report, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. For the record, Debbie Love,
If you could speak
City
up, Debbie,
Planner, with Community
your
Planning and
audio is very
Development.
low.
I'm sorry, sir?
Your audio is very low. If you could speak up a little bit more for us.
Yes, sir. Again, my name is Debbie Love. I'm the City Planner and Community Planning Development. And before you is an amendment to an existing conditional use permit, as heard in the title. As you may all recall, back in 2021, Mayor and Council approved a conditional use permit for properties, 3 properties that were the former JWU campus properties. The applicant at the time had purchased these 3 parcels of land, and these are the areas that are governed under the conditional use permit, these 3 parcels as you see on the screen. As you may recall, it is zoned public use district, and that requires a conditional use permit whether there's any development going on or not. And at the time, the applicant had proposed that they would be reusing the existing buildings and facilities such as the parking lot across from the across the canal there. And they did not propose any other changes at that time. Well, the new proposal that is before you tonight is for the amendment is the new owner, Mater Academy, would like to be able to install about plus or minus 3,500 linear feet of 7-foot picket fencing, and it's for security purposes. And the applicant is going to be here tonight to talk to you a little bit about the issues that the school had been undergoing recently. But for now, just know that the area of amendment are these 2 parcels of land that they want to put fencing and gates on. The next steps after tonight is typical of the same conditional use permit with a slight twist. They will go before City Council like they are tonight. It's tentatively, I'm hoping to be able to get them on the August 26th meeting when Council returns, but their agenda may be heavy, so I don't know for sure, but right now it's tentatively set for then. They, instead of going back through DRC review and then back to City Council for a site plan, we can do this administratively. We will be doing this administratively. And then after that approval of what you have before you will ultimately become their site plan for the purposes of this fence. And then they'll be able to go and obtain their building permits. And with that, that is the end of my presentation, sir. And the applicant, as I said, is here. And they have a presentation. And they're also here to answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you, Debbie.
Yes, sir.
Good evening. State your name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, Planning Commission members. For the record, Alessandria San Ramon with law offices located at 701 Brickell Avenue. With me here tonight is my colleague, Pedro Gasant, and he'll be my Vanna wife for the night, so I'm excited. We are here seeking a modification of a conditional use permit for fencing and security measures. Next slide. The property consists of approximately 8 acres of land located at the northeast corner of the intersection of Northeast 137th Street and Northeast 16th Avenue in the city of North Miami. Next slide, please. As shown on the slide, this property may seem familiar to you all as this was the site of the former Johnson & Wales University campus. As you can see here, the college campus was previously open and did not have any fencing as a security measure in place. Next slide, please. The applicant is requesting a modification to the previously approved conditional use permit to allow a fence as a security feature to protect the safety and well-being of the educational community on the property. By way of background, the applicant successfully received a conditional use permit under resolution number 2021-R-57, which established the existing educational facility on the property today. Over the past year, the school has encountered several scenarios that required the school to be placed on lockdown. In September 2022, the school was placed on lockdown due to a transient trespasser walking onto the school's property. The city's police and the county's priority response team responded quickly and resolved the situation, but it did bring to the forefront an awareness on how to better ensure the school was safe for all. In response to these security issues, the applicant successfully obtained a temporary use permit to allow a fence on the site. However, a permanent placement of a perimeter fence will help to prevent these types of unnecessary intrusions onto the school's property, and conversely, it will also prevent any children from wandering off undetected by campus security. Next slide, please. Here we have the plan depicting the location of the proposed permanent perimeter fence shown in red. There will be several pedestrian gates as marked on the slide in the blue area, and that's going to allow for more controlled entering and exiting on and off of the property. Next slide. On the slide is a copy of the email the principal sent out to the parents explaining the code yellow lockdown situation on campus with a photo of the transient trespasser. In a world with heightened security risks, schools are incredibly vulnerable to external threats, especially in an accessible and urbanized location such as North Miami. By adding a permanent fence, heightened security features allow the institution to fulfill a crucial part of its mission, and that's keeping its students safe. Next slide. These are several images of the fence on the site as it exists today. In other municipalities, this request would normally be handled administratively. However, based on the North Miami Land Development Regulations, we're here tonight seeking your recommendation of approval to have this fence permanently installed for the benefit of our students, parents, teachers, the school, and the community at large. That concludes my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions that the Planning Commission may have, and we urge you to recommend for approval the application per staff's recommendation. Thank you, and I'd like to reserve any time for rebuttal if necessary.
Thank you very much. Okay, we've heard the petitioners. Anyone in the public wishing to address the matter, please come forward, state your name and address. The public hearing is now open, so please come forward should you wish to speak on this matter. And I see none, so I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing. Public hearing is now closed. I now open up discussion among the commissioners. I will just go ahead and ask each one of you if you have any comment or questions for the petitioners. Mr. Clark, good evening, sir.
No comment.
Very good. Mr. Seifried?
None, I'm prepared to move the issue.
All right, and Mr. H?
Let's move the issue. It's a great idea. I agree with them 100%.
Yeah, I think that Matter's a good school,
Excellent.
and I think that obviously security for the students is primary. So yes, I think it's a great idea. Let's make sure they have the protection that they need.
Very good, sir. Thank you.
Expand
Okay.
it over to Emerald Drive.
Okay, so the chair will recognize anyone with a motion.
So move.
Mr. McDermott has moved for
Second.
approval, seconded by Mr. Each. We'll go ahead and just do a voice vote on this. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Passes unanimously. Thank you very much,
Thank you
ma'am.
very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Oh, just one question, not related too much to the fence. Just more of just a curiosity thing. Do you have other security procedures also?
Yes.
That for your student on a daily basis, pretty much like a
Yes.
public school does?
Yes, there's security presence, obviously, police presence if necessary. Administration and staff alike also are very vigilant as well. I think that's pretty, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Charlie,
much.
I want to, what you had armed people over there. They were excellent. And I happened to walk over there one day and I happened to see the old maintenance men. And they invited me in, so I thought I could take the bridge back to Emerald, and one of your employees, well, not your employees, but Matter Academy's employees, a lady out there stopped me and she was screaming at me left and right. They had to get, and I had to agree with her, and I had to call Angel, the head of maintenance, and say, Angel, get me out of this mess, will you? But no, you guys are really on top of it. Thank you. That was
Thank you.
really good to see.
Thank you for that.
Great,
input.
thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, so the next item up will be PC 1779. This is a resolution of the mayor and the city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, approving an application for a conditional use permit and substantially the attached form for proposed development consisting of an 8-story, 31-unit rental apartment building with 1,723 square feet of ground-level retail space and 54 parking spaces on a parcel of real property located at 14440 Northeast 6th Avenue. Miami-Dade folio number 062219-000-1540 and totaling approximately 0.325 acres in accordance with Article 3, Division 4, Sections 3-402 through 3-407, Article 4, I got two fours here. Article 4, Division 2, Sections 4-202, Sections 4-203, parentheses A, Sections 4-205, and Article 4, Division 3, Section 4-306 of the City of North Miami Code of Ordinances, Chapter 29, entitled Land Development Regulations, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes. On this item, I will also ask each one of our commissioners whether or not they've had any communications with the petitioner tonight or with anyone in the residents or the general public. Please state if you have. Hearing none from anyone? Great, or from staff? Very good. So Debbie, I will go ahead and turn the attention to you. If you could go ahead and give us a staff report, please.
Yes, sir. Again, for the record, Debbie Love, City Planner, Community Planning and
Yeah,
Development.
Debbie, you got to speak up again.
Okay, sorry.
There you go.
Again, Debbie Love, City Planner, Community Planning and Development. Before you is a new conditional use permit at the location of 14440 Northeast 6th Avenue. It is in District 3. What do you can see the location. It's at the corner of Northeast 6th Avenue and Northeast 145th Street. It's a vacant lot. They are requesting the conditional use permit. They have 8 units as of right, based upon the project size, and they are requesting to 23 floating units to create a project that is, we'll talk briefly about it, and it is on about 0.325 acres of land. It's zoned R6, high density residential on the future land use map, and they can build up to 110 feet at 25 dwelling units per acre. But they're also in the PCD, which, while it does allow the same height, it does allow 100 dwelling units per acre through the conditional use permit. The project proposal is lovely. It's an 8-story, 31-unit apartment building. As you read, it has a little over 1,700 square feet of ground level retail space and 6 ground level parking spaces. You'll hear a little bit more about this fabulous parking system. It's very innovative, and we're really looking for wonderful, innovative ideas. It's this integrated vertical carousel parking system. They will be providing 48, we'll be able to accommodate 48. We use the term spaces, but it's a different concept, but it can accommodate 48 vehicles. The project, as all of these projects will always be, is 100% Florida native vegetation, with the goal of really helping with stormwater retention. Our code does require that it be certified, either LEED or an equivalent green building standard. They will be incorporating public art, and they have committed to a number of enhanced stormwater activities, and those will be requirements within the conditional use permit that you'll see in a moment. The economic impact for this project is during construction, which will be about 2 years, they anticipate creating 100 short-term direct and indirect construction jobs with about $107 million in wages. After it's fully operational, they anticipate having 7 full-time employees. Because it's within the Community Redevelopment Agency, while we be collecting about $491,000 annually in ad valorem taxes, currently the way the CRA is set up, they will be capturing about 95% of that. They will be paying about $525,000 in impact fees. As I mentioned, as you all know, we always have conditions for these conditional use permits. This one will need to go through DRC review, unlike the first item. They will have to construct and maintain a 10-foot wide sidewalk along Northeast 6th Avenue and a 6-foot wide sidewalk along Northeast on 45th. All their utilities will have to be underground. They're going to need to maintain their sustainability commitments. They have to install that public art prior to they getting COs. They also have to provide us proof of the LEED or Green Build certification also before they can obtain a certificate of occupancy. The next steps after this project is they will be going before City Council tentatively again on their 8/22 meeting. We will know soon whether or not we could put all of these items on. And then after that, they have to go to DRC review and then go back to City Council for final site plan approval. That is the end of staff's presentation. I do know the applicant is here, and I believe they have a presentation that they would like to make. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Thank you, sir.
Good evening, come forward. Either side, sir, that's fine.
Thank you.
Good
Good evening.
Good evening. State your name and address, please.
Sure, sure. My name is Ari Sklar. My firm is called Sklar Architecture. My office is at 2310 Hollywood Boulevard, Hollywood, Florida. I have with me tonight Adina Kaufman and Cynthia McKee from my office. And we've been working on this project for a very long time, very closely with staff, and we're very excited for the project. As Debbie explained, it's on a very nice corner that's vacant right now. Be great to have this development to help fill the corner and benefit the community. We worked very hard to meet all the conditions of the CUP requirements. We're aware of all the other requirements that are needed to go forward in terms of the City Council, the DRC. The project is allowed to go to 110 feet, but we're only going to 75. And we're allowed to have 33 units, but we're only able to get 31 based upon all the requirements that we had to meet as well. We worked very hard to create a very nice piece of architecture along with just providing the units. The building has retail at the bottom. It has pedestrian outdoor space at the bottom. It has place for bicycles. It has a plaza. We're improving the entire sidewalk around the corner of the property. The property is going to have charging for electric vehicles as well. And as Debbie mentioned, we have a very unique parking system that's allowing this project to be built. Actually, I should mention the roof is going to have amenities as well as a pool. In order to make the project function, we have to get the parking. To make the parking work, we used a parking system that we actually have approved on another project in Bay Harbor. It's in permitting, and it's called a carousel parking system. It's fabricated by a company called Parkmatic. It has been used all over the world, and more recently it is in the United States. It's in New York, in various places in New York, in Gainesville, in Texas, and I understand that Ocean Cadillac has also recently been approved for a location of theirs. The parking system is great because what's great about it, it's almost like a vending machine. When you go to pick your food or your car, you have a number assigned to you. Let's say you're unit 201, you'd push number 201, your slot comes down, you put your car in, and it takes it up. And then when it's time to get your car, you push it, or there can be an app and it brings it down. So you don't need a valet. The building will have management and maintenance staff that will show the people how to use it the first time and be there in case of any little glitches. But it's a very efficient and reliable system. It's not the kind of systems where there's one above and one at the bottom and you have to wait for the car below to come out to go. It's actually a carousel. And they guarantee that the car will come down approximately 45 seconds, 45, something like that. And we have, there's literature about the system in the plans.
I have it there.
And I can't see from where I am. But yes, it fits. So the way it fits in a slot of 2 parking spaces. So wherever we have 2 parking spaces, it goes up. And we put this in the middle of the building where there's no views, there's extra space that we couldn't use anyway. So we put it in the middle of the building. And so you have, like I said, it's 2 parking spaces, but at the bottom, only 1 car goes in, and then it slides up, and as it goes up, all the other cars rotate. And it's a very smart system. It's gaining more popularity. I don't know why it hasn't been used more often, but we're very excited about it. We showed it to Debbie, and her team has reviewed it. And we do have our traffic consultant here, if needed, if you have any questions. Unfortunately, the people from the company, we didn't realize that they might be needed tonight, and they're all on vacation right now. So, but and we're looking to. We have other projects that we're planning to use this system in Hollywood, and like I said, in Bay Harbor, it was already approved. So I don't know if you've all had a chance to review the project at all. If you have any questions, or if you'd like us to go in depth any further about the project. As Debbie mentioned, this is a CUP, a conditional use. So it was required to have, to treat the corner in a special architectural way. The skyline, the top of the building couldn't be flat and had to be accentuated somehow. We've created public art on the face of the building. We've created a lot of movement and a lot of features that's going to benefit the building and the neighborhood. So we're really excited to get this going, and we look forward to your approval tonight.
Okay, sir, thank you very much. I'm going to go ahead and open up the public hearing, and then we'll give you a chance if anyone for some rebuttal, and then, of course, we'll have some questions from the commission. So the public hearing is open to the general public. Anyone wishing to speak for this or has something to say against the project, please step forward at this time to speak. I know we had a group of you get sworn in it, and if you've changed your mind about speaking, that's fine. Give you a few more seconds. Okay. All right, great. I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing. Public hearing is now closed. I'm going to open up the discussion for the commission. We'll start with Mr. Clark down on the end.
Yeah, it's actually a nice project that you guys have proposed. It's a nice system. I think it'll bring a different type of style of architecture to the city. So I'm in favor of it, and I like the work you've done. So thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Seifert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I like the project as presented. We need more lead structures in the building, in the city, and I like the innovative parking concept. This should be a first for North Miami. I think it could really change the way architects approach parking as our city builds out. I'm all in favor of this project.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Mr. McDermott?
Yeah, it's very innovative and very nice, but a question to staff, did we receive any written comments for or against the project? No? Okay.
Okay.
So I like the innovation with how people are gonna get their cars. It's a lot different than some of the previous attempts at doing that mechanized parking situation. So very nice. So I'm for it.
Thank you.
Mr. Each?
Excellent. I think I'm really impressed with the project. I think it's going to benefit the neighborhood. Do you know, just how high can you go with the,
The parking system?
yeah,
So it's 56 feet.
I mean, do you know with the manufacturer, can they go 20 stories? Or?
No, as far as we know, it cannot. We're using the tallest one that they
Oh, is
have.
that right?
And it's 56 feet, and it holds 16 vehicles.
Wow.
They have different ones smaller, but that's the tallest. We don't know if they can do, I mean, I guess if you had a ramp or if you had an elevator, maybe you could do one on top of another.
Yeah.
That's something to investigate for larger projects, but in this case, it worked for what we needed.
You know, when we discussed a couple of meetings ago, like the apartments that are going up on 123rd and 4th Avenue, I believe, and 6th Avenue, this is the kind of concept I would like to see over there. I mean, you have a rooftop pool. The building is just absolutely excellent. It's going to be a place that you're proud to live in, instead of a regular cookie-cutter apartment. I think this is a great project.
So this is gonna be rentals, correct?
Yes,
Okay, market rate rentals?
as far as I know, yes.
My question in respect to the retail portion of it, how do you will you balance out parking for your guests and those that would want to go and shop or dine or whatever you have planned for your retail?
So the way that we understand the zoning for this area and the way we understand it should be is probably going to be used is it's more of a local it's not, we don't have a lot of retail, but it's just to serve the local area. So it's most likely for people that live in the area there are parking spaces enough that we meet the requirements for the retail and the residential.
Okay.
But it's potential that people will walk there or bike there, or even the people that own the businesses there would probably live close.
Sure.
More mom and pop. It's not going to be, McDonald's or anything like that. So there shouldn't be an anticipation of many vehicles. It's more to serve the local community.
So we wouldn't have to worry about off-street parking around
But
the,
we do have off-street parking. We have 6 spaces specifically
have-
for the retail.
all right, and that's for retail,
Yes.
all right. I don't know, I would ask staff, is there a requirement as far as a minimum amount or a maximum amount of off-street parking for a project this size, Debbie? I'm not familiar if we have a set figure that developers
Yes, sir.
need to meet
Yeah.
in order
Yes, sir.
to.
The amount of parking that they are providing meets the code requirement.
Okay.
We have a certain amount that they needed for retail and a certain amount that they needed for the residential and their guests, and they do meet that, sir.
Good, thank you. And finally, the carousel garage is just for the residents of the building, correct? The carousel garage?
It's not for any public. It's however the
It is,
building
right.
wants to use it. It could be for employees, it could be for residents, it could be for retail, however they want to use it, really.
And then all the other parking is underground, I had to assume, for the other residents?
All the parking is either surface parking under the building,
Under the building, right?
correct, or in the carousel.
In the carousel.
Yeah.
Very good, all right, thank you very much. I am very impressed with the design of it and the attention that you gave the outside structure, part of the outside of the structure with a fairly nice modern design, and I very much approve of it also. All right, great.
Thank you. We're very excited. We like the design as well. We're very excited. The owner who's here with us as well, they're very excited. And
Who was your
my father and the other team
Who was
members.
your architect for this?
I'm
Who
sorry?
was your architect for this? Do you have a firm or?
Our team, my name is Ari Sklar. My father's Oscar Sklar, who's the architect here for many, many
Oh,
years.
great.
And so the firm is called Sklar Architecture, and our team is myself, Oscar, Adina, and Cynthia.
Nice work.
Thank you so much.
And we, yes, Mr.
I'd like
McDermott?
to move approval of the item.
Mr. McDermott, there's a motion on the floor from Mr. McDermott for approval. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Each. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Project is approved and will go forth to the city council. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
sir.
much. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Bye-bye. All right, those are our 2 items for tonight. So at this point, I want to check with staff. Do we have any committee reports? Ms. Love, do you have anything that you need to catch us up with regarding any old issues or anything?
Not at this time. I just want to remind you that we will soon be starting work on the LDRs. We are getting the contract finalized with the consultant, and it's very exciting. So I just tell everybody, stay tuned.
I guess that'll cover the old business portion of it. I don't have any, I think. Debbie, I was going to, would like to kind of take this opportunity just to see if the planning commission could get back to us as a matter of educating us with regards to what situation is with our parks that are either in disrepair or are scheduled for being developed. I have in mind the little tot lot on Northeast 125th Street, Northeast 2nd Avenue. It hasn't been open for almost 2 to 3 years now since the pandemic, and it's got the sign saying it's being renovated, but I don't see anything happening. So I was wondering if there's a way the staff could reach out to Parks and Recreation or to the city manager to find out what our situation is with that one, and also the big Cagney project on 135th Street.
Okay. All right, sir.
If you could just do that as a matter of giving us some information on that. And,
Yes, sir.
Come budget time, if there's something that, can be done or anything that this planning commission can be involved with to help get those projects underway, and if there's any other problems with getting our parks straightened out and renovated or whatever, it would be greatly appreciated.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So I guess that was kind of under new business. With that, my comment on that. I'll call for adjournment.
So moved.
So moved. Seconded by Mr. McDermott. We are adjourned. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you, Debbie. It's great fun.
Debbie, feel free to call me on that issue when you